You take care of your heart, your blood pressure, maybe even your cholesterol. But what if I told you the secret to feeling better every day, maybe even living longer, starts with how you wash? 5 small, often forgotten parts of your body. Most people skip these spots, especially as they get older, and that tiny habit could be silently stealing your energy, your comfort, and even your health. In the next few minutes, I'll show you how just a few simple changes to your daily routine could help you breathe easier, walk steadier, sleep deeper, and yes, even taste your coffee better. It's easier than you think, and it all starts in the mirror tomorrow morning. Have you ever noticed how some people in their 70s and 80s still travel, garden, and enjoy life with energy and purpose, while others seem to slow down far earlier than expected? It's not always about genetics. Sometimes it comes down to surprisingly simple habits. That's what I learned over coffee with Dr. Margaret Wilson, a seasoned physician who spent over 3 decades working with older adults at a wellness clinic in Charlotte, North Carolina. "You'd be amazed," she said, leaning in with a knowing smile, "how many of my patients skip cleaning one tiny but powerful part of their body every day, the tongue." It sounded almost too simple. But according to Dr. Wilson, neglecting this small step can affect everything from taste to gum health and even immune strength. Your tongue isn't just along for the ride. It's a reflection of what's happening inside your body, she explained. When it's coated with bacteria and debris, it's like letting weeds grow in your garden. You choke out what's healthy. Over 700 types of bacteria live on the tongue's surface, and while some are beneficial, others contribute to bad breath, plaque buildup, and inflammation. What's worse, certain medications common among seniors like blood pressure pills, antidepressants, and allergy treatments reduce saliva production. A dry mouth makes it easier for harmful bacteria to flourish. Take the story of 73-year-old Frank Myers from Ohio. After losing his wife, Frank noticed food didn't taste right anymore. He chalked it up to grief until his daughter, a dental hygienist, handed him a tongue scraper as a small holiday gift. "I thought it was a joke," he said with a laugh. But within 2 weeks of daily use, he could once again taste his morning coffee. "It was like turning the flavor switch back on," he said. His dentist also noticed the change: healthier gums, less plaque, and no more mild gum inflammation. Frank's case isn't unusual. Dr. Wilson has seen it time and time again. "The bacteria on your tongue don't just sit there," she warned. "They spread onto your teeth, your gums, and into your bloodstream." Thankfully, the solution is fast and easy. Each morning before eating or drinking anything, simply stand in front of a mirror, stick out your tongue, and gently clean it. You can use a toothbrush or a tongue scraper starting from the back or middle if you have a sensitive gag reflex, and working your way forward with 3 to 4 strokes. Rinse with water. That's it. Dr. Wilson recommends tongue scrapers with wide, arthritis-friendly grips for ease of use. They're inexpensive and often more effective than a toothbrush. "You'd be surprised," she said, "how much white or yellowish coating comes off and how much better you feel afterward. In just 2 minutes a day, you could experience better taste, fresher breath, and stronger oral defenses." As we age and our immune systems naturally decline, simple steps like this become more important than ever. So go ahead, check your tongue in the mirror tomorrow morning. Is it pink and clean? Or covered in a film you didn't even know was there? Give this tiny daily habit a try. You might just rediscover how good your favorite foods can taste and support your health in the process. Let's talk about something that quite literally keeps us grounded: our feet. Each foot contains 26 bones, 33 joints, and more than 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments. That's more moving parts than a high-end Swiss watch. And yet, how often do we give our feet the attention they deserve? As we age, foot care becomes not just a matter of comfort, but a crucial part of staying mobile, independent, and confident. Think of your feet like the foundation of a building, Dr. Wilson told me. If the foundation starts to crack, the whole structure suffers. Over time, our feet change in subtle but impactful ways. The fat pads on our heels and the balls of our feet begin to thin, reducing natural cushioning. Arches flatten, affecting posture and balance. The skin becomes drier and more prone to cracking, especially around the heels. Toenails often thicken, becoming tougher to trim and harder to manage. And for those living with diabetes, the stakes are even higher. Nerve damage neuropathy can mean a small blister or cut goes unnoticed and becomes a serious complication. Take Margaret Dean, a 76-year-old widow from Richmond, Virginia. Once an avid walker, she found herself avoiding trips to the mailbox because her balance felt off and her heels were constantly sore. "I used to pride myself on being active," she told me, "but suddenly, even walking down the driveway felt like a challenge." During a visit from her daughter, they took a closer look at Margaret's feet: dry, cracked heels, overgrown nails, and redness between the toes. With limited flexibility due to arthritis, Margaret hadn't been able to see her feet properly in months. Her daughter helped set up a simple routine, soaking her feet in a warm basin each evening while watching the news, using a long-handled sponge to gently clean, drying carefully between her toes, and applying moisturizer to the heels and tops of her feet. Within just a few weeks, the results were striking. "I felt like my feet woke up," Margaret said with a laugh. "I could feel the ground again. I wasn't as afraid to move." And it's not just anecdotal. Studies have shown that regular foot care in older adults leads to better balance, reduced fall risk, and improved quality of life. Yet many people hesitate to even check their feet, especially if flexibility is an issue. That's why Dr. Wilson recommends making it easy. Use a hand mirror to inspect your feet, keep a basin near your shower, and invest in tools made for limited mobility like ergonomic nail clippers and sponges with extended handles. Tonight, take a moment. Look at your feet. Do you see dryness, discoloration, or irritation between the toes? Do your nails need trimming? Are you noticing changes in how your shoes fit? Caring for your feet isn't vanity, it's vitality. A few minutes a day could mean years of continued independence, movement, and confidence. Your feet carry you through life. Let's make sure they're up to the journey. Now let's move to a part of the body we rarely give a second thought unless we're reaching for deodorant: the armpits. Most people associate this area with sweat and odor, but what many don't realize is that our underarms are home to 20 to 40 lymph nodes, which play a key role in your immune system. Think of your armpits as a detox checkpoint, Dr. Wilson explained. They filter out waste and help your body fight infection. But when that area isn't properly cleaned, the system doesn't run as well. As we age, skin under the arms becomes thinner, more sensitive, and prone to changes like folds or skin tags. These folds trap moisture, sweat, dead skin, and leftover deodorant, all of which can lead to irritation, bacterial overgrowth, and clogged pores. The result? Not just odor, but inflammation, itching, and fatigue. Take the story of 74-year-old James Holloway, a retired music teacher from Flagstaff, Arizona. For months, James had been feeling tired and dealing with sore spots under his arms. He thought it was just part of getting older, but during his yearly checkup, his nurse practitioner noticed slight redness and swelling under both arms. When asked about his hygiene routine, James admitted he often reapplied deodorant multiple times a day, but rarely washed the area thoroughly unless he was showering. "I thought I was doing myself a favor," he said. "I didn't realize I was sealing in sweat and bacteria." He was advised to change his routine. Wash underarms gently each day with warm water and a soft cloth. Pat completely dry before applying deodorant, and switch to an aluminum-free formula. Within 2 weeks, the irritation vanished, and James felt more energized too. Dr. Wilson says this isn't uncommon. Many of my older patients apply more product to mask odor, not realizing that without proper cleaning, they're creating a cycle of irritation. So what's the fix? Here's a simple underarm hygiene routine. Use a soft washcloth with warm, not hot water and mild, fragrance-free soap every day. After rinsing, pat the skin completely dry, especially in any folds. Let the area air dry for a minute before applying deodorant. Consider switching to a natural formula with ingredients like coconut oil or shea butter if you're prone to irritation. For extra moisture control, a light dusting of cornstarch can help keep the area dry and comfortable. As we get older, our bodies may produce less sweat, but the composition of that sweat changes, often causing stronger odors. That's why simply reapplying product isn't the answer, it's about starting clean. James put it best: "I didn't think something that small could make such a big difference, but I feel better, and I even stopped needing that mid-afternoon nap." Give your armpits a little more Love, you might be surprised how much better your whole body feels. Let's shift our attention to something we do 20,000 times a day: breathe. Your nose isn't just for smelling flowers or warning you when dinner's burning. It's your body's first line of defense against the outside world. Every single day, your nasal passages filter through over 10,000 quarts of air, trapping dust, allergens, viruses, and pollutants before they reach your lungs. Yet, for most of us, nose care is an afterthought until problems arise. As we age, several changes affect how well this system works. The mucous membranes in the nose dry out and thin. The cilia, the tiny hairs that move mucus and debris out, start to slow down. We also produce less mucus, which may sound like a good thing, but actually reduces the nose's ability to trap irritants. All of this leads to a less effective filtering system and a higher chance of irritation, congestion, and infection. Just ask 81-year-old Carol Jennings from Boise, Idaho. For years, Carol couldn't sleep through the night without waking up gasping for air or coughing from a dry throat. During allergy season, things got worse. I felt like I was fighting my environment just to breathe, she told me. Her granddaughter, a nurse at a nearby clinic, recommended trying a simple saline spray before bed. I thought it would sting or feel strange, Carol admitted. But I tried it once, and I've used it every day since. The results were immediate. Within days, Carol was sleeping more soundly. Her morning headaches disappeared, and she even found herself thinking more clearly during the day. I didn't realize how foggy I had become until I could breathe again. Dr. Wilson emphasizes that clear nasal passages mean better oxygen flow, which is essential not just for comfort, but for brain health, energy, and immune function. Here's a simple nasal care routine you can try. Use a saline spray in the morning and evening to keep passages moist and flush out dust or pollen. Try a neti pot or saline rinse. If you're dealing with congestion or postnasal drip, always use distilled or boiled water. Never tap. Apply a tiny dab of petroleum jelly or a nasal moisturizer just inside the nostrils before bed, especially in dry winter months. Stay hydrated during the day to keep nasal mucus thin and effective. Use a humidifier in your bedroom if you live in a dry climate or run heat often. Breathing through your nose instead of your mouth not only filters the air but helps regulate airflow, warms the air before it hits your lungs, and promotes better sleep. If you're waking up with a dry mouth, snoring more, or feeling tired despite a full night's rest, your nose might be trying to tell you something. Small changes can make a big difference. Just ask Carol. The first used to think dry air was just part of aging, she said. Now I know better, and I breathe better too. Now for a spot you probably haven't thought about in years: your belly button. It may seem like a harmless little indent, but your navel is one of the most overlooked areas when it comes to hygiene. And yet, it's a prime hiding place for bacteria, sweat, dead skin, and lint. It's dark, often moist, and rarely gets much airflow, exactly the kind of environment microbes love. It's basically a perfect pocket for bacteria to throw a party, Dr. Wilson told me, half joking, but completely serious. Especially as we age, when immune defenses slow down, these tiny, neglected places can become breeding grounds for irritation or even infection. Scientific research backs this up. A study from the Belly Button Biodiversity Project, yes, it's real, found over 2,300 different bacterial species living inside human navels. Some good, some not so much. For most people, it's harmless. But for seniors or anyone with diabetes, compromised immunity, or recent surgery near the abdomen, a dirty belly button can lead to more than just bad smells. Consider 77-year-old Robert Ellis from Lexington, Kentucky. He'd had a rash around his navel that wouldn't go away. It came and went for months, sometimes itchy, sometimes red and flaky. He changed soaps, switched laundry detergents, and even eliminated certain foods, thinking it might be a skin allergy. But during a routine appointment, his doctor asked one simple question: "When's the last time you cleaned your belly button?" Robert was stunned. "Honestly, I hadn't thought about it in decades. I figured it kind of took care of itself." The doctor recommended using a warm washcloth and mild soap to gently clean the area daily, followed by careful drying. Within a week, the rash vanished. "It was like magic," Robert said. and kind of embarrassing. Something that simple fixed a problem I'd spent months stressing over. If you have an innie, here's how to keep it clean. Use a soft washcloth or damp cotton swab with warm soapy water. Gently clean inside the folds. Don't scrub aggressively, just enough to dislodge trapped debris. Dry the area completely with a clean towel or a dry cotton swab. If you're prone to irritation or infections, consider applying a bit of witch hazel or tea tree oil diluted to keep the area fresh. Avoid lotions or creams inside the navel, as they can trap moisture and worsen issues. If you've had abdominal surgery, piercings, or are managing diabetes, keeping your navel clean is especially important. Fungi and yeast thrive on warm, damp skin, and they love sugar, making high blood sugar levels an added risk factor. So take a second tomorrow after your shower. Check your belly button. Does it look clean? Smell fine? Feel smooth? A 30-second routine could prevent days or even months of discomfort. Sometimes, the smallest spots on your body deserve the most attention. Just ask Robert, he's got a cleaner belly button and a great story to tell at his next poker night. So, what do your tongue, feet, armpits, nose, and belly button all have in common? They're 5 small areas that most of us overlook, but they hold the power to significantly influence how we feel every day. What's remarkable is that caring for each of these places takes less than 10 minutes total per day. No expensive products, no complicated routines, no gym memberships. Just awareness, consistency, and a little attention to what often goes unseen. Dr. Wilson shared with me that many of her older patients who've adopted these habits report real, tangible improvements: better sleep, more energy, sharper taste, less irritation, and even a deeper sense of independence. It's amazing what happens when people start feeling in control of their bodies again, she said. We spend so much time chasing big changes in health, but sometimes it's the smallest routines that yield the most meaningful results. Frank started tasting his coffee again. Margaret regained her balance and started walking without fear. James ditched the afternoon fatigue. Carol finally breathed easily through the night. And Robert? He stopped itching and got his poker night back. If you're over 60 and wondering what else you can do to feel your best, this might be your starting point. You don't need to overhaul your lifestyle, just revisit the basics with a new level of care. Here's a quick recap of your 10-minute daily routine. Brush or scrape your tongue to boost taste, reduce bacteria, and freshen breath. Wash, dry, and moisturize your feet to protect mobility and prevent infections. Gently clean and dry your armpits to support your lymphatic system and reduce irritation. Use saline spray or a neti pot to clear nasal passages and support better breathing and sleep. Clean and dry your belly button to prevent hidden irritation and maintain skin health. These aren't just hygiene tips, they're tiny acts of self-respect, especially in a phase of life where health can feel unpredictable. And when practiced daily, they quietly add up to something powerful, a stronger, steadier, more vibrant you. So tomorrow morning, when you reach for your toothbrush or towel, take an extra moment for these forgotten places. Because sometimes, aging well isn't about doing more, it's about paying better attention to what we've been missing all along.